Hello everyone, my name is Gabriel and this is Conditional Events. In this video, I'm going to talk about the latest update regarding dynamic arguments. Do not get confused with these dynamic arguments. Now I'm going to show you an example of what I'm talking about. Let's see this. Let's take the test string function. It has an argument of type string and let's see equals, and as you can see now there's this checkbox right here. This makes the argument for this function dynamic. So if you check it, now you have an object field and a function field to select functions. Let's see if you drag a game object and select a function, these functions will depend on the argument. Since this argument is of type string, so all functions available to choose will be of type string, the return type. So let's see this string true property. And simply what I'm saying is when I trigger this function test string, this argument will hold the value of this string true property, which is right here. Here, it's a bool string. So in other words, we'll return this. So let's say that I'm gonna do an operation with the return value, since this function is only grabbing this argument and returning, and I'm gonna check if it's equals to this value right here, true. Let's just hit play, and if I trigger, it's gonna be true. This is the argument s of type string. It holds the value true, which was right here. So let's see now. If I'll just leave this. If I just select, I can make the operation argument dynamic. So let's say, let's see, and on the others I have like a name, tag, and toString. For my script here, conditional click handler, I have all these functions. So let's say here, test string true. This function, let's just return this string. Where is it? String true here. The same thing returns this. Now if I just trigger again, becomes true. Result is true. This test string is right here, the main function. It holds the true value for the argument, which is being returned by the string true property, and I'm doing an operation with it. In this case, it's equals. So I want to make sure that the return value of this function is equals to this argument right here for the operation. And this argument is grabbing the return value of test string true. So I'm making this true, checking if it's equals to true, and the result's going to be true. This is pretty handy, just in case you want to uh, make sure that you want to check if some players information regarding like I don't know, uh, some information regarding a player, like an ID or something, and you want to make like equals to another value from another player, from another enemy, for whatever, your choice. But this becomes quite handy. for you. And you can also, let's see, let's grab another example. Well, we can use this also, like uh, length equals 2. In this case, I'm checking if the size, the length of the string being returned is equals to another value. Let's see, since the value is true, has only 4 characters, so I'm checking if is equals to 4, and in this case, true. If it's equals to 5, false. And I can make it dynamic also. So if I, since this argument, the length is of type int, because it's a length, it's gonna be a type int. So let's see, here, get int, since I can inform in here. 4 and true. If I say 5, false. So what I'm doing now is I'm triggering test string with this value being returned from string true property and from into the s argument for this function. With the return value, I'm checking if the length of the string is equal to an argument. In this case, I'm checking the get int, which basically grabs this argument and return from this function. Let's see here. I'm simply grabbing the integer and returning. All this is dynamic, and I hope you guys liked it. If you want to leave a comment below, and thank you very much. I'll see you.